Hey guys, you are watching Jett Plays, and today on the docket is one of the all-time fighting game classics, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I'm playing this on the Xbox 360, which at one point you were able to buy on Xbox Live Arcade. I'm pretty sure this game is gone now. Um, this game was, at the time, hold on, let me pick my team here. Magneto, I guess, because everyone says. Okay, let's get this out of the way first. I'm terrible at this game. I don't really know how to play it at all. I've picked it just because it's a Marvel comic book game, and I want to talk about some Marvel comics. So that's why we're here. I can't launcher type. It's not, I'm trying to pick some semblance of a good team, at least from what I've heard is a good team, even though I'm awful. Doesn't I'm trying to have some sort of legitimacy to this whole thing. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2, what part of why this game was so highly regarded is the fact that, oh man, I mean, at the time when Marvel was doing the crossover games, this was like the ultimate one because it had 50 something characters. It was the first one to do 3-on-3. It had the assist system where guys could come in. Oh man, I'm totally using the wrong Sentinel assist. I meant to go drones, and I have a stupid rocket punch. Or was I? Okay. Yes, this had everything, all of the learning from all the different Marvel vs. Capcom games, and kind of brought it all together in a system that was just ridiculous and to a certain extent broken, but people love this game in competitive play. Also, there's the whole fact that, oh man, okay, the whole fact that this was kind of the last hurrah for Capcom for a very long time. I mean, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 went without a sequel for about a decade. So, I mean, there was a good 10 years where this was all that people had to play. And so for that, a lot of people have a lot of nostalgia for it. Although once you get into the super technical stuff, I don't know what that did. Alright, let's do this. Once you get in the highest level of competitive play, there's only really like 6 viable characters. If you're talking Magneto, Storm, Sentinel, Captain Marvel sometimes as an assist, Psylocke as an assist, Cable as an assist, and that was about it. I mean, what else do I know about Marvel vs. Capcom 2? The competitive scene, of course, there were 3 big players in the scene, Justin Wong, Yipes, and Sanford Kelly, who kind of ruled this game with an iron fist. And I don't know, like, personally, when I play it, I don't get it. It moves a little too fast, the controls, I don't understand the combo system, and, like, even watching it, I have a hard time understanding what's going on, even though I now play a lot of Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I get that game. This one in particular, it just doesn't feel accessible to me. But, you know what, I'm playing this as a backdrop to talk about comics, and I've got a whole bunch here sitting on the desk so I don't forget, like on the Injustice talk, I think I started rambling about books that I already talked about just because I did not know if I talked about it or not. So, let's talk about some new stuff first. Spider-Man Family Business, that is a Marvel original graphic novel written by Mark Waid, and artists on it include James Robinson, Gabrielle Delotto, and Werther Deladera. And I mean, the premise of this original graphic novel, this one stars Peter Parker, who hasn't really been present in a while in the Marvel universe because of, the whole Superior Spider-Man thing. Dr. Octopus has kind of taken over his body. Uh-oh. Don't I have a super like that? Yeah, take that. Stupid rocket punch. Where was I? Oh, okay, so Spider-Man Family Business. It's based on the core premise that Peter Parker actually has a sister that he never knew about. Her name is Teresa, and she is a CIA agent. And they randomly, or maybe they don't randomly, run into each other one day, and they end up going on a crazy globe-trotting adventure trying to figure out the mystery of their family, and I think also while solving some bad guy stuff. The Kingpin's back, and surprise, he trying to get some money and valuable stuff while, I guess, taking out Spider-Man once and for all. I think it was a really fun read. I really like the art, which has a distinct painted look to it. I love comic books with painted art. I think it gives everything a level of polish that maybe isn't normally there. My problem is my problem is the way in which they handle Teresa Parker, because... Okay, I should pull out some Sentinel on here. Pull out the Cha-Cha Death... Oh, man. Oh, no. Get them drones out. I so don't know what I'm doing, guys. What is it? There it is. Yeah, the way she's written is... It's cheap. Like, they introduce Teresa, and she's a really great character, but then they write her out in a way where if they want to keep her going, they totally could, but if they don't, they can also just sweep it under the rug as if it never happened. And it's also kind of expensive. Cover price on this is $24.99 US, $27.99 Canadian, and it's really short. So, it's a fun read. Oh, speaking of Spider-Man, there he is. Hard to recommend for how much the book actually costs. So wait for it to go in paperback, wait for it to go on sale, and then at some point check it out. What else? Man, I got a big stack of books here that I need to talk about. X-Men Battle of the Atom. Let's go with that one. That was the last big X-Men crossover event, which has 10 issues from All New X-Men, Wolverine and the X-Men, and Uncanny X-Men. And I guess the premise of that one... Oh, man. I apologize for this, like, super poor play. I know this is not the greatest quality Marvel versus Capcom, but it's what I know. How do I tag? Okay, let's get Sentinel out here. Oh. Don't I? Uh-oh. Oh, nice. Alright, so Battle of the Atom. As you know, in the all-new X-Men, the X-Men from the past have come back to the present to try and stop the current Cyclops from doing horrible things. And the story's been going on like that in their trials, following them in the present. But it now gets super messed up because some X-Men from the future come back to the present to tell the X-Men from the past to go back to their own time. So, all in one, you now have all 4 X-Men lines, along with all of the past X-Men, along with all of the future X-Men, all in one book, and it is pretty bananas. So, I mean, there's a lot going on in that book. If you have been following, at the very least, all new X-Men, there's some payoff there for you, and especially if you've been following all 4, there's a lot of revelations and cool stuff happening in there to reward you for reading those series up to that point. So I was a big fan of that one. That's X-Men Battle of the Atom. And it is actually, if you're following any of those series, it is a must-read because that entire event is considered canon for all of those series. So you'll have to add that to your reading list if you have not already. I guess moving a little... Yeah, some more new stuff while we're at it. Guardians of the Galaxy. They've got a movie coming up very soon. Marvel's hoping that they are the next big thing. Oh, man. 2 time overs. I don't know. I'm sorry. I gotta stop apologizing on these Let's Plays. I know I'm terrible, but it is what it is. Maybe I should have just played some MVC3. At least you guys would have gotten some interesting gameplay. Anyway, where was I? Guardians of the Galaxy. I read their Marvel Now book, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Avengers. And in this one, Iron Man's part of the Guardians of the Galaxy now. He gets invited out by Star-Lord to go and hang out with his crew. And his group has Gamora, who is the daughter of Thanos. Drax the Destroyer, who... I can't remember. He killed someone? Someone big in the Marvel Universe. He killed all by himself. I can't remember who it was anymore. It's got Groot, who is a giant tree, and all he says is, I am Groot, and Rocket Raccoon, who is a raccoon that talks a whole lot. Alright, let's go get it. Uh-oh, this is not going to look... Oh, I could have been doing that. Yeah, let's do some DHCs on this. So, I think... Yeah, Cosmic Avengers. I think the book starts really strong with issues point 1 and issue 1, where they kind of establish Star-Lord and how he gets into outer space, how he's born, and why he's got some crazy daddy issues that spread into a whole intergalactic... Rogue does not give a damn about my Hyper Viper beam. Just smack me in the face. So, where were we? Okay, yes, it starts out really well. And I think the book is solid until they introduce the rest of the team, because, like, once they get to that, it just becomes a very straightforward action story, and, I mean, that's fine, the art's alright, but it's very straightforward, and the supporting cast of characters is just not... At least right now, not all that interesting. The 3 out of 4 of them don't really talk at all. And then... Oh, man. And then Rocket Raccoon probably talks too much and doesn't really have that much going for him in the grand scheme of things, other than the fact that he is a raccoon. So, I mean, overall, I thought it was okay, but I don't think I'll be following that one again anytime soon. Just didn't really grab my attention. Oh, we got them happy birthdays. I don't even know how to fly in this game. Oh, there it is. Get that Cha-Cha Jasmine going. Nice. Uh-oh. Yeah! Oh, damn it, she fell out of it. So I zoned out there. Guardians of the Galaxy. I need to speed this up. It's 13 minutes in. I've only talked about 2 books, and I have a stack of a lot here. Did I win? Nice. Okay. Wolverine Hunting Season. This is one of the Marvel Now solo series. This was the first book. It's not that great. Wolverine loses his healing factor in this one, and the way that he loses it isn't all that interesting. The book's kind of boring. Don't bother. X-23, The Killing Dream. I was interested in that character because of her appearance in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I found the book actually to be kind of boring. It's very woe is me. Half of the book, well, most of the book is just her being emo, and I mean, there's a place for that, but it doesn't really go anywhere till the very end, and by then, where it ultimately goes, I don't think is all that interesting. And it kind of hurts her that she's a lot like Wolverine, so they're treading a lot of existing ground on. A lot of existing territory, so yeah, don't bother with that one either. Another one to don't bother with, all new X-Men / Indestructible Hulk / Superior Spider-Man Special, Arms of the Octopus, stupid long name, and for a book that, not all that good. Just so you know, it does not involve any of the creators of any of those series, so all new writers, all new artists, and it's just bad. Well, I wouldn't say just straight up bad, just not very good. Sure, it's not a mandatory story by any means. It's just kind of there and nothing special. Oh no. Nothing special at all in the Wolverine comic that they have at the end. Like, Wolverine and a celebrity chef trying to solve the murders of some people that are being murdered by a butcher. Like, come on, guys. Yeah, that one is awful and might be one of the worst comics I've read. Don't do that one. Let's see, looking at the stack. X-Men Days of Future Past. I have a history of not really liking the older X-Men stuff just because it can get way too wordy, and Chris Claremont just has a bad habit of having to explain everything every time, so, oh no. So just like, oh, I'm Wolverine. That attack isn't going to hurt me very long because I've got healing factor. And he has to explain people's powers as they use them every single time, and it's annoying. But that is what it is. Well, no, I haven't even talked about it. X-Men Days of Future Past is actually really good. The issues that I have on the paperback, they start with the death of Jean Grey, and they run through about like 20 years of X-Men continuity in one issue, as Cyclops is just kind of recollecting it before he leaves the group. And it was a little bit of an info dump, and maybe not the greatest issue, but the actual Days of Future Past issues are great. And I'm curious to see how much of that actually ends up in the movie. It did give me some hope. Like, after reading the 80s X-Men stuff that I was reading at the time, I was like, no. This just hasn't aged very well. But then, yeah, reading this makes me feel a lot better about it. Maybe I'll try, at the very least, the Dark Phoenix saga as well. I'm just going to pick some characters. I don't care. I'll pick characters I like. And we'll just let it rock. I've got a few more books here to go. Let's talk about one more. One more. Special shoutouts to Astonishing X-Men. I've got the Ultimate Collection Book 1 here, which I started reading. And man, it is awesome! I mean, for years I've been told by everyone that, oh, you need to read Joss Whedon X-Men because it is great, but don't follow Astonishing X-Men anywhere past that because it kind of sucks. And I love what he did with the series there. Brings it back down. There's a very classic look and feel to the whole thing. And there's just... The X-Men in particular, they are a series that can get really caught up in the drama and the soap opera-ness of the whole thing with ludicrous plot twists and stupid characters and all that. I get it. But... oh, snap. With Astonishing X-Men, there's just a handful of characters to focus on, and the storylines are great, and there's a level of self-awareness and sincerity in that story that just make it feel a lot more human than any of the other X-Men stuff. Even All New X-Men, to a certain extent, which is my favorite current series, doesn't have that as much. Like, I enjoy All New X-Men because it's got a lot of fan service with the old and the new stuff. But there's, I don't know, I think overall Astonishing might be better from what I've read so far. In particular, the storyline Gifted. Yeah, so I've got Ultimate Collection Book 1 and 2, which has the stories Gifted and Dangerous. And Gifted in particular is the bright spot because a scientist has come out and said they've come up with the cure for the quote-unquote mutant disease. And I mean, that just sends the whole mutant community in a tizzy for some people who want to burn the whole thing down because they don't believe that that's the answer. and then others who are like flocking to get this cure because they don't want to be mutants anymore. I really like it. It's one of the, if not the strongest X-Men thing I've read to date. So, I mean, a lot of people have recommended it to me. I recommend it to you too. Astonishing X-Men. Go get it. And I think I'm going to mercifully put an end to this Let's Play. I've still got a lot of other comics to talk about, but we'll talk about it on the next one. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I apologize for if you stuck through this, watching me poorly play Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Truly appreciated it, and hopefully you got something out of this comic book chat. So until next time, you can check out more videos at youtube.com/Jett in third person. That's Jett with 2 T's and then in third person, all in one word. You can check out the website with the podcasts and the videos and all that over at inthirdperson.com. And on Twitch, you can find me at twitch.tv/Jett in third person. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.